Hi everyone and welcome to another episode of the Scott and Jaime Show. I am Scott and this...
It's Jaime.
Yeah, you told me you wanted to change it, Jaime. No more
did.
saying Scott with velocity.
Oh, wow.
So I did it. Yeah, I can change.
That's amazing.
Takes a little time sometimes.
Well, and you know what, Scott, that's really what I want to talk about today. So I just read a book called The Paradox of Choice by Barry Schwartz. I almost forgot his name, but I remembered.
Okay, that's what I'm here for.
And now you're going to put it right here.
I will, right there. I don't think anyone
Excellent.
saw that though. Try that again.
Ready?
Right there. Yep, it's going to be right there.
Excellent. And in The Paradox of Choice, Barry makes the argument that we now have too many choices. And so when we have too many choices, we try to maximize our ability to make those choices, which makes us unhappy. And his argument is that we should be more of a specifier, which is just specify the one or two or three things you really want to get out of a choice. As soon as you find something that meets those two or three specifications, make the choice and be done with it.
Right. Get on with it. Go for it.
So I would like to know, when are you a specifier in your life?
Where I make it simple, you mean?
Simple.
Clothes.
Yeah.
Yeah, look at what I'm wearing right now. This,
Yeah.
Everyone thinks that we film like 15 of these in a row and that I'm just always wearing the same shirt. But no, I wear this shirt every single time we do a Scott and Jaime show because I don't have to think about my clothes.
You wear a black shirt every day of your life.
Every day. Every day. It's so much simpler. I don't have to think about it. Other things can then enter my consciousness. I don't really care about clothes.
Yeah.
And it also comes from confidence too, that I don't feel like I have to augment myself with clothes. And maybe that sounds a little whatever, but I am who I am.
Yeah, I would say I love the idea of a uniform, and I would love to have a uniform because I do experience the paradox of choice, trying to maximize how I look every day. And do I have an outfit on? Does it make me feel good about myself? Do I have the right accessories? Do I have the right jewelry to go with it? All of that, and it can be exhausting. Yeah. It
definitely can. You're right. And I get that. And I think it's very different for women than for men anyway. Although I know a lot of men who spend more time than most women getting ready. But not that I'm judging that. It's just it's not something that I value. It's not something I'm interested in.
All right. So let me tell you about when I'm a specifier.
All right. Go ahead.
Cars.
Cars? What do you mean cars?
So growing up, my dad ran an auto repair shop, and so I would always drive whatever car was working and cheap. And so I now have that those are the specifics that I need in a car. Does it run? And does it cost me a lot of money? And if the answer to those are yes, it runs, and no, it doesn't cost me a lot of money, done.
Done.
I picked out a car in I bought a new car last year. I picked it out in a day.
Well done. Wow.
Done. Don't care.
Yeah, and you don't really think about it. You don't really, it's not something. No. For me, it's very different. I sold my car last year, and I lived 10 years of my life in Europe where I never had a car, and I was fine with that. But in America, I've always had a car from the time I was 17 years old, and it reminded me very much of being independent. That at a moment's notice, you can hop in the car and get where you need to go. So selling it last year and becoming truly urban, and you're only using the metro and every once in a while a bus, although I can't stand buses because I can't figure them out and I always get sick on them. But the idea of not having my Jeep anymore, it was difficult, and it took me several months to decide, okay, I'm going to bite the bullet. And it made it easier that I sold it to someone who I love, Patty. If Patty's watching, I love you, Patty. And that made it easier, but boy, did I grapple with that decision because it was attached to so many other things from my past.
Well, and what Barry says is that when you're making a decision, if you can finalize the decision and act as if it is permanent, you get a lot more satisfaction out of the decision because then you learn to cope better.
Right.
So when you said, yes, I'm selling my car, and made that a final decision, it was a lot easier for you to deal with it.
It definitely was, and I love how you're on a first-name basis with Barry Schwartz.
I have.
I mean, I think that's great.
Like this.
Yeah, you and Barry go way back.
Yeah, we do.
Right? No, I think this is a very interesting topic to talk about because sometimes there's too much life in our lives, and finding ways to streamline decisions and then sticking to them is very beneficial in 2013.
And can I say, I have a little bit of an edit on Barry because, I don't like to be told what to do or feel like things are final. So for me, when I'm making what seems like a tough choice, I always think, if you really don't like the decision you're making, you can always change your mind.
Right.
And I end up making final decisions by saying I have an out later on versus I'm doing it and there's nothing else I can do.
Yeah, I praise you for your flexibility, so stick with it.
Okay.
Get it? Stick with the flexibility. Not bad, huh?
Yeah.
All right, Jaime, that's all the time we have.
We do.
That's it. So we have to go.
All right.
But we love our listeners and our viewers and
Yes.
everybody else. And we'll see you again next week for another episode of the Scott and Jaime Show. Bye for now.
Bye-bye.